E.N.D here, part 3 of the series Naya Enchantments. Can we hit Mythic? Let's see if we can hit the Mythic rank thanks to this particular 3-color deck. Opening hand, this is a very good opening hand. Jukai Naturalist, Calm of Transience, and we have the 3 colors, the 3 Naya colors, red, white and green. Let's play a Sundown Pass. I don't have a 1-drop. My opponent is playing Golgari colors. Okay, he's playing Golgari colors. Let's put in play a forest and let's put in play Kami of Transience. Very strong creature. And especially they have synergy. Kami of Transience, Jukai Naturalist and Generous Visitor. The 3 creatures have synergy together. But probably my Kami of Transience is dead. This is Golgari colors have a lot. Soul Transfer. Okay. So my creature is not destroyed. It's exiled. Generous Visitor. Let's put Generous Visitor. And unfortunately I did a mistake here. I did a very serious mistake. I wanted to play a green source so that I could play Jukai Naturalist. But by mistake I have put a plains in play. That was a very silly mistake and I hope it will not cost me the game. Azika Chariot, so my opponent has already Azika Chariot in play. Very good artifact, very good artifact. Okay, I can play Jukai Naturalist and let's put a +1/+1 counter on my Generous Visitor. I can play a green source and let's commune with spirits, trying to search for some enchantments. Jukai Naturalist and to Showdown the Skulls, so I'm going to choose the Showdown the Skulls. When you have 4, 5, 6 lands, Showdown the Skulls is the best enchantment you can draw. I didn't swing with Generous Visitor only because I think he would have used those 2 cats to kill my Generous Visitor. My opponent has 4 lands untapped. What you're going to do? If he's going to swing with Azika Chariot, I can block with Generous Visitor. Both creatures will die. And I think my opponent Blood Chief Stairs. Okay, so Jukai Naturalist is dead. And what you're going to play? Are you going to swing with Azika Chariot? No. Soul Shatter. And my Generous Visitor is also dead. So in a turn, 2 spells, 2 removal spells, and both my creatures are dead. Now he Azika Chariot and creates another cat. So my opponent already has 3 creatures. Let's play Showdown of the Skulls and put a +1/+1 on my Generous Visitor. Let's see if we can turn around this game. Okay, the cards exiled are very good. So I still have some hope in turning around this game. For the time being, my opponent has the upper hand. No removal spell. Azika Chariot, I think he's going to swing with Azika Chariot and the cat, creating another cat. At this stage I'm not going to block. I'm going to take the damage. Only because I think those 4 exiled cards I can go and play them. Let's see if I can turn around this game. Let's put another Generous Visitor in play. Showdown of the Skulls will put +1/+1 counters. Jukai Naturalist, let's put more +1/+1 counters. Now I'm risking that he will remove my big creatures. Let's put a land in play and let's put a Rune for Champion. More +1/+1 counters. Rune for Champion, I will search for a rune and I can play that rune for free unless my Jukai Naturalist is dead. Power Word Kill, okay. I think I would have played Power Word Kill on my Jukai Naturalist at this stage. At this stage I cannot play my Rune of Might. As you can see, already 4 removals. So 3 cards in my opponent's hand. Azika Chariot and 4 cats. If he's going to swing LOL Spider Queen, okay, LOL Spider Queen.
Are you enraptured by my beauty?
At least he cannot play a removal spell because he played LOL. But I think he's going to swing with the 4 cats. No, he didn't attack. I can't explain why he didn't attack. So he gave me an opportunity. At this stage he gave me an opportunity, and I'm not going to lose it. Because I know he has removal spell but not board wipes at this stage. What I'm playing is just I'm trying to make my creatures as big as possible. There's another showdown of the skulls. Attach the spirit realm. Generous Visitor will start putting as much possible +1/+1 counters, and thanks to showdown of the skulls I'm doing the same thing at this stage. Probably the only board wipe he has is MYTHIC Massacre, which for the time being he can play it for 3, and maybe if he plays another land he can play it for 4, so my creatures will remain alive. I'm going to play Touch the Spirit Realm only because I wanted to play another enchantment, and I'm going to remove only 1 spider. Not really a threat. The reason why I removed a spider only because those spiders have menace, and that means that those spiders need 2 creatures to block them. At this stage I can play Boseo, and I can play Rune of Might, so now my Generous Visitor has Trample. So it's a 10/10 with Trample and Lifelink. If you want LOL to remain alive, you need to block, I think, with everything, or at least leave 1 cat out. So if you're going to lose a Zika Chariot, what you're going to do? Honestly, I would have just let the damage go. Let LOL die, and I will still have creatures to play. Even though Generous Visitor with Lifelink, he just block with nearly everything. This stage I want to destroy Zika Chariot. I don't mind losing that creature, because I will get 10 life. He lost 4 creatures. Okay, LOL will get loyalty counters, but, and he probably will use LOL ability to create 2 more spiders. But at this stage you cannot rest, and my Generous Visitor, it's a 7/7, it's a 6/6 with a showdown of the skulls that I will play next turn. And I can also play another showdown of the skulls. So as you can see, for the time being I think I have the upper hand. So 2 more spiders. I'm at 20, he's at 17. He didn't play nothing, so at this stage I'm imagining that he has a removal spell, or he has nothing in hand. For the time being, okay, nothing happened. Let's play the second showdown of the skulls. Let's put more +1/+1 counters. If you don't have a way of destroying my creatures, I think the game is over. I think the game is over. Even though I did a very silly mistake, the game is over. I think the game was over when he blocked my Generous Visitor with all those creatures. Now I have Rune of Might, Trample. I just need a green source. Let's put the green source there. Let's put the Rune of Might on my Jukai Naturist. As you can see, I'm putting counters, +1/+1 counters from everywhere. My Jukai Naturist is a 10/10 with Trample. I don't have anything else to play. Let's swing. I'm going for his life. At this stage I don't care if LOL remain alive. Generous Visitor will try to put pressure on LOL. Doesn't have Trample. So we just sacrifice a spider. Nothing special there. Unless you have a way to remove everything, all my creatures, I think the game is over. MYTHIC Massacre will not help you. Blood on the Snow You cannot play Blood on the Snow because we're not playing Snowlands, so there's no way. Shigeki Jukai Visionary, and he just, very good, he just put in hand to remove his spell. So he didn't have anything in hand. I think my creatures will die. Okay, there's nothing I can do. Power Word Kill now. He's going to play Power Word Kill on my 9/9. But as you can see, I have a Rune 4 champion in hand. I can play Rune 4 champion, draw the haste rune, and I swing with them. Or I can draw also the Rune of Might, which will give Tempest. Go blank, so I need to remove, to discard 2 cards. I'm going to discard the land. I don't need the land. And he removed all my graveyard, so I cannot search my graveyard for runes. Jukai Naturalist. Okay, I think now the game is over. Only 1 land untapped. I think the game is over. I think the game is over. I will put everything on that Generous Visitor. I will play the Rune 4 champion. Or the Showdown of the Skull. I think I can play everything. Yes, I can play everything. Let's play another Showdown of the Skulls. More +1/+1 counters on my Generous Visitor. The game is over. The game is over. I'm going to search for the Rune of Might. I didn't draw it, but I don't mind. Rune 4 champion. More +1. The game is over. The game is over. The game is over. The game is over. Just concede. Yes, he just did a good game. Yes, I just put Rune of Might and he just conceded. He just conceded. As you can see, this is a very strong deck, and this means only one thing. I told you, this is part 3 of Can We Hit Mythic? And yes, we hit Mythic. We hit Mythic rank with this particular deck. Yes, it's Mythic, Mythic, and Mythic. And we finally made it. Mythic constructed rank with this particular deck. As you can see, as you have seen, this is a very strong deck. And this is a deck that, if played well, can reach, you can make it to Mythic. You can reach Mythic. Let's play a couple of games in this particular rank. Now we're playing against the best players in Magic Arena, the best players in Standard, because this is a Standard deck. Generous Visitor in play. And let's see if this deck, because we hit Mythic with this deck, let's see how strong this deck is also in Mythic. Let's put land, White Source. Generous Visitor starts becoming very, very big. Let's swing. If he blocks, that's good. I remove Jukai Naturalist. If he didn't block, I will do just 2 damage. Another tapped land, Kami of Transscience. At this stage, I'm not going to block. Only because I have Rune 4 champion in hand. 2 runes in hand. And now I will get also the 3rd one. That's Rune of the Speed. Will give haste, so Rune of the Speed on my Rune 4 champion. Put +1/+1 counter. Draw a card. No rune. So Rune of Sustenance. Put another +1/+1 counter. Draw a card. Hopefully a rune. No rune. Rune of Might. Put a +1/+1 counter. 7/7 with trample and no rune. And let's swing with a 7/7. I think the game is already over. Unless you have a way to remove Rune 4 champion at this stage, I think the game is over. Kami of Transscience. So no. Remove Circle of Confinement. I think Circle, yes, he will target Rune 4 champion. Unfortunately, I lost my Rune 4 champion. Unfortunately. But that's the game. That's the risk of playing this deck. But the game is not over. I'm telling you, the game is not over. Another Jukai Naturalist. Let's start putting +1/+1 counters. Now my Showdown of the Skulls, I can play it for only 1 red and 1 white. Draw. Yes, very good. Those cards excite. Let's swing with a Jukai Naturalist. No, I didn't swing with Jukai Naturalist. Obviously. Why? Because Kami of Transscience probably would have a double block, so my Jukai Naturalist would be dead. A lot hunting for my opponent's side, so my opponent is building a quite good battlefield, but I think I still have the upper hand. Kami of Transscience. I think I still have the upper hand. At this stage, I still have the upper hand. I can play Showdown of the Skulls. Let's put another +1/+1 counter. My creatures are getting big and big with every turn. There is a rune of speed. Let's put a white source and let's remove. Let's remove one of the Kami. Why remove one of the Kami? Because once the Kami is exiled, you cannot bring it back to your hand. Because I have gone for Jukai Nautilus, but I think that Kami was the best option. And I also have another Touch the Spirit Realm in hand. Sigarda Splendor. I'm not really impressed with that move. As you can see, I have another Touch the Spirit Realm. So probably, and he just conceded. He just conceded. I think he knew that I had the upper hand. And as you can see, I'm playing in Mythic Ring, and I'm doing very well with this deck. Another game. Opening hand, 2 lands, but as you can see, all my cards in hand require only 2 mana to play. So I'm going to play Generous Visitor, then next turn I'm going to play Calm of Transience, and then next turn I can play the Jukai Nautilus. So I have enough lands to play my cards in hand. Obviously, more lands I have, more cards I can play. So my opponent has a white source and a red source, so this is a Boros deck. Luminarch Aspirant. No land drop, no land card drawn. So at this stage, I'm going to swing with both creatures. If he blocks with Luminarch Aspirant, I would have removed a very, very dangerous creature, but he didn't block. Brutal Qatar. Okay, Brutal Qatar. He targeted my Jukai Nautilus. I have another Jukai Nautilus. No, he's afraid. No lands. Unfortunately, I didn't draw any lands. I have a lot of lands in this deck, but unfortunately, I didn't draw any lands. At this stage, what I'm going to do is swing with a 4/4 and 3/3. He didn't block with Brutal Qatar. Brutal Qatar, if someone doesn't play anything during the turn, unfortunately, for instance, if no one plays anything during the turn, it will be night. And then, if you play 2 spells in a turn, it will be day again, and Brutal Qatar will exile another card. Unfortunately, no land cards drawn. So let's see if we can commune with spirits. There are 2 lands. I can draw one of the lands. I'm going to play the red source for the rune of speed. At the stage is a game of damage. There's Touch the Spirit Realm. He's going to sacrifice the Hopeful Initiate. Are you going to sacrifice it? Yes, he sacrifices Hopeful Initiate. He's at 3, I'm at 16. I don't think you're going to swing with both creatures at this stage. Intrepid Adversary, no lands from my opponent, so both players didn't draw any lands. Brutal Qatar. Okay, Brutal Qatar. So now the game is over. I'm going to play Touch the Spirit Realm, remove the Intrepid Adversary, which I think he would have used it for the lifelink. Let's remove the Intrepid Adversary. And the game is over. I told you the game was over. Very, very good game. Very, very good game. So that's how you play this particular deck, Naya Enchantments, and as you can see, you can reach Mythic. Subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.